Hey, beautiful people. I'm your girl, Erica, coach and meditation instructor, and I'm so happy to have you today. Woo! Today's topic, oh, I cannot wait to get into it. But before I do, just remember that this space and this place is where you get to press the reset button on your life. A moment in which you go within to really return to that essential self. Beyond what the world wants you to do, beyond what the world sees you as. There's this essence within you. And these weekly sessions tap into that essence. And you take these tips and tools with you into your everyday life so that you can maximize the life that you actually have. My intention for each and every session is to make them simple, easy, and effortless. Remember the acronym SEE, S-E-E, simple, easy, and effortless. Because when you do see these sessions as being simple, easy, and effortless, you'll want to return. And hey, that is my point. I do want you to return to these sessions each week. I want you to be able to spread this good news to people that you love, people that you know, and people that you are aware of that need support in life. And at the same time, as I said, as you integrate these practices, it helps you to level up and become an even greater version of who you are right now. Today's topic is centered on the root of confidence. I love this topic. I love this topic, and what I'm going to share with you today are 3 keys that I believe are essential in remembering the confidence that actually exists within you and to tap into that wellspring, that fountain that you were born with. Boy, do I wish I knew this information when I was younger. I took so much time focusing outside of myself and who I thought I should be that I didn't realize that I was lacking that inner confidence, that inner knowing of who I was and how to show up in this world stronger, a better version, a higher version of who I am. So the keys that I'm going to share with you today are these. Number 1 is to know your niche. Ooh, hold up. All right, number 1 is to know who you are. I love those in the moment bloopers. You know what? I'm just going to keep it. And I hope it's okay with you. So number 1 is to know who you are. Number 2 is to know what you bring to the table. Know what you bring to the table. And number 3 is to know what you stand for. Again, know who you are, know what you bring to the table, and know what you stand for. And those are 3 distinct things. So let's get at number 1, to know who you are. What is this thing about knowing who we are? And how does that relate to confidence, the root of confidence? See, when we look outside of ourselves for the answers, maybe I need to be like this person, maybe I need to do this thing, maybe I need to try another thing, and always connecting who we are to someone else's version of who they are, we never actually take a moment to understand what are we aligned with. Who at the essence of our being are we? Have you ever been there? Boy, I have lots of stories around that one. So in tapping into that essence of who we are, it helps us to understand that we were already born with it. It's nothing that we essentially have to get externally in order to have. That is really powerful, extremely powerful to understand. It means that we're not tied to the labels that life places upon us. Our race, our religion, our gender, our sexual orientation, our title, and even our finances. If we consider those things as part of who we really are, what if our finances were stripped away from us? Then who are we then? What if anything that we have attached ourselves to make us feel better about who we are taken from us? Then essentially everything about us goes with it. See, the thing about confidence is that it's something that flows through you. And the first step is to understand the essential essence of who you are beyond any label that can ever be placed upon you. That is strength. That is confidence. Knowing that it's an inside job. Knowing that it's an inside job. In so many years of my younger life, I had no idea who I was. I focused so much on what everyone else was doing that I thought was interesting, that I wanted to attach myself to that, and maybe that's what I would want to do. And then, when I realized that didn't resonate with me, then I would kind of attach myself to something else that I thought someone else was doing that would be important to me. And it wasn't until I realized that I am greater than who I even know myself to be. And I've chosen to discount the essence of my being by attaching myself to somebody else's worth. So number one, in knowing who you are, boy, that right there, that is the root of confidence. Which leads me to key number 2, to know what you bring to the table. Know what you bring to the table and understand that it's not tied to anyone else's approval. That's another thing. Oftentimes we sit back wanting someone else to approve in what we're doing, to say that we're worthy. And somehow their designation of our worth makes us feel like we're on top of the world. Makes us feel like we have it going on. Makes us feel a false sense of confidence. Boy, in knowing what you bring to the table, it means that your purpose is not tied to anyone else's. Just as they have their own unique fingerprint on the world, you do too. We all do. And our greatest job, our greatest work that we can ever do is to understand our own worth and also to understand what gifts and talents we bring to the table. See, in knowing our level of essence beyond anyone else's designation of who we think we are or who they think we are, if we're really clear and resolved within our being, knowing what gifts and talents we bring to the table, ain't nobody, and I mean nobody can step in and take that from us. Because it wasn't given to them. It was birthed through you. Your own unique fingerprint, your own essence and level of being, your contribution to the world. And when you're clear about what your contribution is to the world, boy, I tell you, you will wake up each day on purpose. And this is when you begin to own your own narrative, which leads me into key number 3, know what you stand for. When you own your own narrative, boy, that's when you're able to really impact not just your family, not just your community, but even beyond that. Owning your narrative means that you're really clear within yourself of who you are, which is the first key, and you're really clear in terms of what you bring to the table. So now you stand on this bedrock of a proper foundation in which you can build anything from here. Anything regarding your life, once you know your narrative, you can build anything from here. You'll connect to the right people because now you're seen as being trustworthy, right? You're not roping yourself into somebody else's purpose, trying to be like them, trying to show up like them, trying to talk like them, trying to look like them. You're okay with all of your imperfections, which actually are perfect. Because people want to connect with real people. And when you let go of all of that false identity, now you show up with brilliance. Now you show up as being that man or woman that other people are gleaning into for advice, for inspiration, and maybe even a bit of motivation to release the old life that they've grasped onto. To then finally say, you know what? I'm going to figure out this thing called me. Figure out what I bring to the table. Figure out what my calling is. And once you understand that you're good enough, see, I think a lot of this is in knowing our worth. It means that at the core of our being, we understand that we're good enough. And what we bring to the table is sufficient enough. And whatever we don't know, we will learn. And there's this thing called action that helps us figure out the gaps, ask questions, align with people that can give you wise advice. Boy, I tell you, when you step into your own level of confidence, you will never want to be like anyone else again. It's this great awakening that happens within you. And you begin to be more magnetic. That's the thing. This root of confidence and accessing your own root of confidence, oh, it's contagious. It's absolutely contagious. It attracts the right people to you at the right time. You know what the right thing is to say. And you're not worried about being perfect because you already understand that you're enough. You already understand that you're enough. Just to take you back into my journey, I kind of touched on it after key number 1, is that when I was younger, I really wasn't sure of what I wanted to do, had no idea. So I attached my own identity with other people's identity, right? I wanted to look like them, speak like them, show up like them, act like them, thinking that was my purpose, that was my calling. But I was completely disconnected from my own joy. And also, here's the thing about accessing your root of confidence, is that there is a great sense of creativity that comes from that. The moment that I released trying to be like anyone else other than myself is when my creativity was maximized. It's when I had this great inspiration to start these skincare products. And those skincare products, eventually I pitched to Whole Foods Market and got my product line in Whole Foods Market. This was maybe about 7 or 8 years ago. But that came when I started to understand that who I was enough, and it always was. I never needed to be like anyone else. It's also how I started this business, Rise 360 Coaching and Consulting. I realized that God was calling me into another direction. And that whisper in my mind just kept going, and it wouldn't let me go. Even while I was operating within my first business at Whole Foods, it kept saying, girl, you know, I got something else for you. I got something else for you. And when I listened to that voice, I didn't need to know the how. I didn't need to know how I was going to do it. Because boy, if we get stuck on the how, how many of us, get stuck on the how, and then we just let it all go. I mean, really, if we get stuck on trying to make everything right, maybe this is not the right time for us. Maybe we need to wait. Maybe we don't have the right finances. Maybe we don't know the right people. How many of us have done that and let go of that brilliant idea that we have in mind because of fear? Because of fear. If you've been there, then heart me up. Let me know something. Let me know that I'm not alone. Please let me know that I'm not alone. So as we start to access this inner gift called you, the real essence of you, the root of your confidence that can never be taken from you, you will have so much and so many people inspired by your story, inspired to say they too can do the same thing. And also what you offer to the world becomes an entire gift. I am so grateful that we have this moment together. So grateful that we woke up early this morning to join this live session. A session in which is important. It's so important, especially if we have kids. If there's anything that you've gleaned from this message, or perhaps nieces or nephews, or maybe a friend's child, or maybe it's yourself, that I ask of you to do something with it. To release one thing that you're doing that you know is completely out of alignment with who you are. And is typically tied to your unhappiness. It's typically tied to your frustration. It's typically tied to your anxiety. To release one thing that you know that you're doing that's completely out of alignment. And then, as you create that space in your life, what will you do to get more aligned and connected to yourself? Boy, this is important. This is extremely important, because your greatest gifts will come from you knowing who you are. Your greatest work will come from you working within the gift of who you are. Your happiness lies in you unlocking everything that you're not. Boy, when I tell you this root of confidence is something. I hope you were inspired today. I hope that you take something with you from this message into your life. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear how this work is working for you. But in the meantime and in between time, we'll get ready to lock in and seal in today's message. For those of you that are new to my weekly live, at the end of each mindful topic, we do meditation, breath work, and meditation. So this is the segment in which we will dig right in. Let's reposition ourselves in our seat. Okay. You can adjust the lights if needed. Some people like to dim the lights. Some people like to leave them on. However you like to flow, let's just flow with it. All right? Is that okay with you? And what we absolutely need to do is to mute our phone or put it on vibrate. And I will put mine on vibrate right now. The key behind all of this is to reduce any distractions, any temptations that will take us outside of being mindful, being present, being here, and being now. What we'll do is negative breathing. And negative breathing means that you will breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. You'll hold your breath for 4 seconds, and then you'll continue with this targeted breathing practice. Here's why this breathing practice is important. It helps to slow down the chatter in the mind, helps you to harness the truth of who you are beyond all of that chatter, helps to release anxiety, frustration, anger, things that are taking you away from being. This breathing practice is powerful. In moments in which you feel any of those things that I just mentioned, please consider doing this breathing practice. I will mind the time so that you can engage and breathe. But before we do that, I'd like for you to adjust your posture, making sure that you round out your shoulders, making sure that you adjust your body, and just being really aware of your body, aware of its alignment and also the way your body feels. In this moment, I'll ask that you close your eyes and to turn all of your attention within. Just noticing how your body feels. How is your body communicating with you? Do you notice any pain in your body? Any tingling? Any sensation that feels uncomfortable? Or perhaps your body feels really good. Wherever you are on the spectrum, just be aware. And as always, give your body some love by silently saying thank you. We say thank you to everything else except ourselves. So in this moment, you'll just give reverence to who you are and what your body has done for you, what your mind has done for you. Being fully present and appreciative of all of those things. We'll now breathe in through our nose and out through our mouth. Let's inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Hold the breath on 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the mouth. Hold the breath. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's inhale again through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Hold the breath. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Hold the breath. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's release the breath. Return to the natural inflow and outflow of your breathing. And again, internally scanning your body from head to toe. Noticing if there's any shift in your body, any softening, any ease in your body. and taking it all in. Being grateful again. And silently saying thank you to your body, to your mind, to this existence called you. Let's get ready to inhale and exhale again. Breathing in through our nose. Breathing out through our mouth. Hold the breath. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the mouth. Hold the breath. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhaling again through the nose. Exhaling through the mouth. Hold the breath. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the mouth. Hold the breath. 1, 2, 3, 4. Release the breath. Return to your natural inflow and outflow of your breathing. And again, internally scanning your body from head to toe. Noticing the shift that's happening within you and around you. We'll now go deeper into our meditation. I'll ask you the 4 soul questions designed to help you clarify who you are, what you want, what your purpose is, and what you're grateful for. Today's soul question is, who am I? At the core of your being, who are you? Beyond any label that is placed upon you, who are you now? The next soul question is, what do I want? What do I want? What do you want? Allow whatever thoughts come to you, whether it be in the form of a sensation, an image, a feeling, or an actual thought. Just allow your body to be open to receive it. What do you want? The third soul question is, what is my purpose? Understand that our purpose is constantly evolving. We may think it starts with one thing, and then it transitions to something else, evolves into something else. As you ask yourself this question, what is my purpose? What is my calling? What am I here to do? Allow whatever responses to come to you, whether it be in the form of a feeling, a thought, an image, or a sensation. However it comes, try not to concentrate too hard on it. Remain open and aware to receive it, not to control the answer, but for the answer to flow through you. What is my purpose? The final soul question is, what am I grateful for? What am I grateful for? The moment that we harness all of our attention around the things that we're grateful for, it actually elevates our way of being, it elevates how we show up, and it becomes a magnet in which everything that we're already grateful for somehow continues to be blessings upon blessings upon blessings into your life. What are you already grateful for? Please release all of the questions and answers and return to your natural inflow and outflow of your breathing. We'll now go even deeper into our meditation. I'll introduce today's Sanskrit mantra. Today's mantra is Om Shanti. Om Shanti, which means I am peace. Om Shanti. Please continue repeating today's mantra. Om on the inhalation, Shanti on the exhalation. Repeating Om as you breathe in and Shanti as you breathe out. Bringing all of your attention and awareness to the mantra. And aligning that mantra with your breath. If you notice that your attention has drifted to thoughts in your mind, sounds in the environment, or sensations in your body, please bring all of your attention and awareness back to repeating today's mantra. Om as you breathe in, Shanti as you breathe out. Please continue repeating today's mantra. Try not to concentrate too hard or create imaginative stories in your mind of what this mantra means, because in doing that, it takes you outside of your meditation into the activity of the mind connected to thought. This essential practice is just to repeat the mantra easily, effortlessly, without too much force or concentration. Simply repeat the mantra Om on the inhalation, Shanti on the exhalation. Continue meditating. I'll mind the time and let you know when the meditation is up. Please release the mantra or return to the natural inflow and outflow of your breathing. Resting in existence. Resting in existence without trying to be anything or anyone other than who you are. Resting in awareness. Resting in bliss. Existence, awareness, bliss. Sat, Chit, Ananda. Just rest. I'll now introduce today's intention. As I repeat the intention, allow it to flow through your entire body, and also silently repeat the mantra with me. Silently repeat the intention with me. Today's intention is loving, compassionate heart. Loving, compassionate heart. When you're ready, you can put the palms of your hands together at your heart center. Again, bringing a moment of reverence to today's practice. And then bow in gratitude to your soul. And when you're ready, slowly opening your eyes and raising your head and extending the blessing. Namaste. Namaste. The light in me honors the light in you. Thank you for showing up for today's meditation. I'm grateful for each of you. And I hope that we can continue on this journey together next week to focus in on what the root of confidence really is. The 3 keys I shared today are: number 1, to know who you are, to understand the essence of yourself beyond the label, beyond anything that can be taken from you, but accessing the true being within. So that can essentially run the show. That can essentially be the brilliance that it already is, and you creating margin in your life to be all of who you were born to be and are. The second key is to know what you bring to the table. Know what your gifts and talents are. Understand your own level of worth. And not attaching yourself to anyone else. And also not waiting for their approval of you either. And number 3 is to know what you stand for. When you're clear about what you stand for, you won't fall for the okie doke. You won't fall for anything when you understand your level of being. I hope these 3 keys are beneficial on your journey called life. You can find me here each and every week on Saturday mornings, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. I hope that you invite, my ask of you is to invite someone that you know to this weekly session. And even if they can't make it to the live, then perhaps send them the link for them to watch it later. As usual, your purposeful journey begins right here. Thank you. Thank you, Michelle. I'm grateful that you thought it was beneficial. All right, I'll see you next week.